In the latest Bachelorette promo, Chris Harrison asks Clare if she's lied to all of Bachelor Nation, and we're breaking down all the details. Hey guys, welcome back to another Shared News from Home. We have to talk about this latest sneak peek, but before we get into it, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any future updates. As always, I'm your host, Fiona Zaring, and I'm joined by the wonderful Gabby, Gonta and Avery Grooms.
Hey.
Hello. So I know we are all so excited for next week's episode. I want to dive right in and break down these latest clips though, you guys, because I actually feel like there are some pretty good hidden new little clues. Let's start off with this first clip, which we have heard before, where Clare says she's never going to apologize for love. But right at the end, we get a flash of something pretty interesting. Let's check it out.
I will never apologize for love.
Okay, that right there. I mean, Avery, we've got Clare and Dale in bed. Did they throw a fantasy suite in the mix early on? What do you think's going on here?
That's what it looks like. I didn't know they did fantasy suites this early on in the season, but as we know, her time is coming to a close, so maybe they threw that in there, which is cute, but I don't know. I'm just very confused. I don't know what to expect, but I'm excited.
I wasn't expecting this for sure. I think knowing the sneaking around that they've done already in the previous episodes, I feel like it wasn't, a whole fantasy suite situation. I think they just went and did this on their own.
Probably.
You think they're breaking the rules again already?
Of course. Yes, I do.
I love it. Well, of course, we'll have to wait and see. We do see in these clips some of the actual altercation between the guys and Clare. Kenny in particular is about to ask that $1 million question that we all want answers to. Let's see.
Were you talking to Dale before the show started?
So, Gabby, we have talked about this at length. I feel like we have argued all of the sides. Heading into next week, how do you think she's going to respond to that?
Well, we can just take a look at her face right here. I think she's not happy to be confronted like this. She's been very firm in the past, saying that they did not talk before the show. So I think when this comes up again, she's going to have that same reaction. And I'm just excited to see how the guys are going to react to whatever response she seems to give them.
Totally. I'm so curious. Avery, I know we've talked about this before, but I want your take too. Do you think she's going to hit us with a yes, we've been DMing for months, or are we standing firm on their narrative of no communication outside of the show?
She is standing firm. Like you said, Gabby, just look at the picture of that face, that pose. It says it all. And anytime someone confronts Clare about anything, she always has a very firm response. And I don't think she'll say that they communicated before. I don't know if that's the truth, but I know she will be very firm in saying that they did not have any communication and she's just ultimately in love with Dale.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, the producers, anyone that's been Chris Harrison doing interviews, they've all stood on this, Clare and Dale say they did not talk. So I don't think we're going to see a big twist there, but hey, I guess anything is possible, literally. We have seen this next moment before, but they gave us a few extra words that maybe could change the meaning. Let's check it out.
Congratulations, you've just blown up the Bachelorette.
So this is it. This is the end. They're making that clear now. Avery, what are your thoughts? What's going through your head? Are you ready for this to be it? Are you ready to move on?
Yes, all I can think is just finally we're going to get to this moment that's been so important this whole time, and finally see the ending and the conclusion and how it's all going to transform into Tayshia's season. That's what we've been talking about for months now, and it's finally about to be here. So I'm really looking forward to it.
This is the clip that we've seen, I think, from promo number 1, as soon as they announced Clare as Bachelorette, basically. So it's a long time coming, and we're just really going to see this scene unfold on Tuesday, and I can't wait.
Oh my gosh, I am so excited. I think this is truly, out of all of the moments, the one that I am dying to see. Obviously, we have questions. Bachelor Nation has questions. The men have questions. There are a lot of questions being teased, you guys.
Bachelor Nation has questions.
Claire's gone? What just happened?
So, all the questions. Gabby, if you had to pick a single question to get answered next episode, which one are you dying for answers for the most?
I think it would be how Claire leaves exactly. You know, what conversation she had with Chris, with Dale, with the guys to decide that her journey on the show was ending and what eventually happens after that. I think that's the main question. But in this case, they're going to clear the air, as they said again in the promo, with another pun. So we're going to get some clear air next week.
My main question still goes back to that Twitter theory. If it was more of the producer's call to already bring Tayshia in, or Claire decided to leave first and then Tayshia came. I'm just still confused about it, but also leaning more towards the Twitter theory. But that would be my main question, because there's been so much talk about just this whole season and the format, and I just want that one answer.
I want that one answer too. I think that's such a good point. Like, we love a good conspiracy in Bachelor Nation, and I don't know that we're going to get that answer. Seems like they're standing firm on it was Claire's love story, that it happened the way it happened, so they had to take drastic measures. But I would love for them to just come out and be like, yeah, we created the most epic twist in Bachelor history because we're smart. Like, you're welcome, you guys. I live for a conspiracy moment. Whether or not we get that answer, we are going to see Chris Harrison have a conversation with the contestants that he's never had to have before, which should be pretty interesting.
We have never dealt with anything like this.
I mean, I feel for Chris this season. I feel like, I mean, he's already had to send a guy home. He's got to call Claire to the principal's office. Then he's got to let all of these guys down easy. I mean, Avery, he did not have an easy job this season.
Not at all. Especially even in a lot of his interviews, you could even see the stress on his face when he was explaining how they had to stop filming in quarantine and how they were going to just have to be so original with this new season. But at the end of the day, he should be so proud of himself because they did pull it off. Like, this had to be so tricky, and like, you're dealing with people's feelings at the end of the day, and that's never easy either, on top of filming a reality TV show. So that is just pressure on pressure.
I think personally, Chris was excited about this. I mean, he's been doing this show for how many years? Since the very first season. So he's probably bored of like the normal routine and the rose ceremony and all the repetition. When the producers were saying, you know, we're going to totally flip the season on its head, he was probably like, let's go. So that's what I think.
Gives him an opportunity to show off all sides of his skills, not just the very classic Chris Harrison lines we've grown accustomed to. They also make it clear that the rumors, all of the rumors, will be addressed. Hopefully it really is all of them, but they're giving us a pretty significant tease. Let's take a look.
Are we going home now, or do we get a new bachelorette?
So, I mean, right there, the question of, are they sending Claire's guys home? Are Claire's guys going to get to stay? Do they get a new bachelorette? It looks like all of these questions that we've been asking ourselves from the very first spoilers being leaked should be answered this week. Gabby, do you think that some of the guys from like Claire's initial group are going to leave and have to be replaced? Or do you think they're all going to stick around for Tayshia?
I think some of them are definitely going to be replaced, so Tayshia can get some new guys under her belt. I'm sure some of these guys are just exhausted and over it at this point and are going to want to leave. And I'm just excited to see their reactions when they find out that they are getting a new bachelorette and a new chance if some of the guys do get to stay.
Yes, I'm definitely looking forward to the reactions the most, because I think it could be all across the board. People will be super excited. Others will just be over it. They'll want to leave. And then hopefully we get some new fresh faces back on there too. And perhaps maybe some of the guys who got eliminated earlier from Claire, maybe they'll make an appearance. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
That would be totally awesome, because I do feel like, I mean, we talked about this in our recaps, but The rose ceremonies she has had so far, a lot of guys were sent home that had absolutely no time. So we didn't get to know them. Clare didn't even really get to know them. And they went through a lot, obviously, to be a part of the season. So it would be great, I think, to see some of those faces, familiar or not, because I'm not going to lie, I don't really remember any of them. It would be nice to see them come back and have another chance. This very last clip is quite short, and it is something we've seen before, but it is so exciting. I feel like we have to watch it anyways. It's so exciting, you guys. So there they are. Tayshia's two little feet hopping out of the limo. Gabby, what do you think is going to be the biggest difference from Tayshia to Clare? Like, is it personality? Is it approach? Like, what do you think is going to be the starkest contrast?
Definitely approach. You know, Tayshia, this isn't her first season on The Bachelorette. It's not her fifth. So I think she's going to be coming at it with different eyes. And, you know, she wasn't chosen as the original Bachelorette. She's a little bit of a plan B in this case. I'm sure she's just as excited. But she was probably caught off guard a little bit when Clare was announced as Bachelorette. And then they're like, okay, wait, we actually need somebody else. So let's get her in here. I think excitement is going to be fueling her a lot in this season.
Yes, I definitely think she will take a different approach, especially in terms of giving every guy an equal shot and just not falling in love in 12 days. I think she'll have a totally different outcome than that. But I also think their personalities are a lot different, which would be great in this case. I think it's nice to have some contrast. I think she'll just be a very refreshing new asset to the show.
Couldn't have said it better. Totally agree with you both. Obviously, next week is going to be so insane, so wild. We're like, I'm counting down the days at this point, you guys. We are almost there. We, of course, want to know your thoughts. What do you think is going to happen next week? Are you so excited for Tayshia to finally arrive? Let us know down in the comments. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. As always, I'm your host, Fiona Zaring. You can follow me on socials at Fiona Zaring. And Gabby, where can they find you?
You can follow me at Gabby Gonta. Avery, where can they find you?
At Avery Grooms.
Amazing, you guys. Thanks for joining us, and thank you for watching. We will see you next time. Bye.